In this part, we're going to talk about how to use the default align tool to do some different things. For example, in this case, what we would want to do is use it so that we can drill down to a particular target, the first target, and have it aligned on the second target. So we're going to come into our modify the current one that we have here, and we get into here and we realize that we need to add yet another target because I only have one target. So I'm going to come down here, I click on this target, I go to my target list, which I find very easy to use here, and I'm going to put in my second target, and I'm going to change the name of this other one here to first target. So I've been assigned a default depth here. I'll make that 10,000 feet, and I'm going to come down and change my direction to 50 degrees and make it 4,000 feet away. We have defined the second target and our first target, so I go OK, and it comes back to the space where it was here, and I'm going to come back over to here and select my well planning tool, and I now have two targets defined. I have a target here which I'm going to define yet again as my first target, even though it's called first target. The program doesn't necessarily know that, and I'm going to select my default align tool, which I already really have selected, but I'm going to do it so that I can get a little bit more definition here. And the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to come up here, and this is a little tricky here to remember this. This is one of those things you just have to know. I'm deleting this section plane here. And I want it to be able to calculate the inclination and azimuth from this first target to the second target so that I know what inclination and azimuth to line up on. And to do that, I turn on this switch right here which says use vector to second target, and it says, well, gee, let me know what the second target is, and I tell it, well, I mumble under my breath that I've already told you that, but I'm going to tell you again so that it does it, and now it does it. And now I'm going to tell it to automatically extend to that target once I have a plan, and now I have that all set up, and I'm going to press calculate. And I had to tell it again what the first target was. So we have planned a rather complex well here, and the only thing I'm going to change here is I'm going to change the color of what we're using here because I don't like pink wells. So I'm going to change it to a brown well, and I'm going to load that profile one more time so that I have it in my workspace, and I have it all worked out down here. And you can see my aligned projection now consumes 5 lines of things with the brown background on there that I changed so I don't have that pink background anymore. And then I have my first target defined here and my second target defined here, and I have some other numbers that I can change. I can change this number here. I'm going to change this to 3, and I'm going to change this to 1, and I'm going to calculate. And I have a 300-foot extension before, and I'm going to change that to a 200-foot extension. And the extension afterwards is actually calculated automatically for me, so there's not much that I can do. I can maybe change that to 2,000 feet, and that way I'll go through that second target. No, it recalculates it back to what it is between those two. But if I want to make an extension, all I have to do is come down to here and select an additional projection. I'll call it an MD projection that I can tag onto the end of all this, and I can make it go to whatever depth I want. If I wanted to add another 300 feet, I'd just put in 300 feet here, and it would extend the well another 300 feet for me, which it is done for me here. So I have taken a standard default align and I've modified it a little bit, so I can save that as a new profile, and I'm going to save that. I'm going to call it aligned with extension, and if I want to use that in the future, it will be available to me in this database that I'm using. So I'm pretty much done with this one. All I have to do is go here and apply to proposal, which I'm doing. Hit my little miner here with this little light on, get back into the workspace, and there I have my plan all planned out, and I can do plots of that, and I can go ahead and print out the reports of it, do whatever I want to with it. look at it in different angles in my 2D space and so on.